area. It was on the 5 freeway, but jumped off near, I think it was around Florence Avenue, and they're now in surface streets near the Rio Hondo Channel. This driver on wrong side of the road, very high speeds. Amy, we don't know if anyone else is in the car, but there certainly is a lot of danger in this pursuit right now. LA County sheriffs from the Norwalk station were the ones that initially tried to pull this car over. They described it as a stolen vehicle. That driver took off and now driving on mostly empty neighborhood streets here in the Bell Gardens area. But this is an extremely dangerous pursuit because we did see that driver, as I said, running stop signs and then also going on the wrong side of the road. They were on the 5 freeway briefly, weaving in and out of traffic. No collisions yet so far, but right now it looks like just the LA County Sheriff's airship, the helicopter overhead, calling out locations as to where this driver is so that other deputies that are quite far behind can continue to track this vehicle. We don't see any law enforcement behind right now, and thankfully not too many people on the road, Amy, but this driver not giving up at all and clearly knows they are still being chased as they continue to drive very recklessly this morning.
And oftentimes, Mark, we know that the lights and sirens aren't behind that car in an effort to try to get them to slow down and drive a little safer on the roadways. But we've been watching as this driver has run through stops. There's another one right there running right through a stop sign. A little earlier, we saw him go through, or that driver go through, and there was a car at that intersection. Unfortunately, that person did not get out in that intersection. Another one here, Mark, this is so dangerous because this was a 25-mile-per-hour street that this driver was on and was going extremely fast. Yeah, still 25 in this area, but this driver going at times double that speed, and people are unaware that this car is barreling down the road because oftentimes those lights and sirens give everybody else a warning that something's coming. They slow down, they stop, they look, but right now they don't know that this is happening. And so now this driver making another turn, Mark, again, looks like he's going to make a U-turn here.
Yeah, U-turn, no, like you said, no lights and sirens behind him. Really not many cars at all on the road for this time of day. This sort of is in this neighborhood. It's just to the west of the 5 freeway where Slauson crosses underneath it near Slauson and Gage. It's quite remarkable that there's really just no pedestrians, not very many cars. So this driver, no reason for them to do these kinds of wild maneuvers. You can see they're going on the wrong side of the road, just passing around cars. You know, this is a black Crown Vic. There's a lot of horsepower in this car. It looks like the driver's side mirror may now be dangling, Amy, from the side. We haven't seen a collision of any kind. Of course, SkyCal did get overhead shortly after the pursuit began, so there may have been a collision before SkyCal was overhead. But there's an incredible amount of horsepower in these vehicles. You know, Crown Vics, that was always the standard for law enforcement vehicles in the 80s and 90s when they would use Crown Victorias for their law enforcement patrol cars because of the incredible amount of horsepower and handling of these cars. So you can see this driver now on Paramount Boulevard. This is a much more crowded street and going right through intersections, around cars in the slow lane. This is extremely dangerous driving.
This is really frightening, and it looks like they're getting onto the 5 again, and this is where this driver was a little earlier. Mark, you were talking about this driver being on the 5, and we often wonder if they know where they're going, if they have a set destination, or if they are just trying to get away. And at this point, we're still seeing that there are no lights and sirens behind this car. So folks are going to be unaware, but we often hear law enforcement, is this person pulling over? Looks like they're pulling over, getting out, Mark.
Getting two people.
Yep.
This is not a good place to get out on the freeway here. They're running. There's a sound wall on the right side of the freeway here. There's no way that they're going to be able to get over. It's far too tall. Not sure why they suddenly decided to abandon the car on the right side of the 5. This is right by Lakewood Boulevard. I thought for a second it looked like perhaps that car might have been smoking. It was difficult to tell. There was a little puff of white smoke. Not sure. That could have just been hard on the brakes when they stopped. But definitely the air unit, you can see it right there, that gold and green helicopter. That's the LA County Sheriff's Department. They have got eyes. And right now, this driver, this one, I couldn't tell if that was the passenger or the driver. He's attempting to cross the 5. No. This is extremely dangerous. He clearly realized that was not a good idea. But these two deciding to stay together as they proceed southbound on the 5. But this man somehow thinks he can cross one of the busiest freeways in Southern California on his own, which is a really bad idea. Now, the man that's in the red jacket appears to be...
There's a car, too, at the bottom of the screen there, Mark. It looks like law enforcement there.
Yeah, SkyCal's doing there. Absolutely. Is that a patrol car?
Looks like,
yeah,
yes,
okay. This is LA County Sheriff's deputies now approaching. Looks like we have SUVs on scene here. They are not fooled by these two men. It's a little conspicuous to be walking on the 5 freeway at 10:16 in the morning. They're going to be taking these two men into custody in short order here. No getting away from the LA County Sheriff's Department this morning.
Yeah, we're watching here as both of these people that got out of this stolen black Crown Victoria have gotten out on the side of the 5 freeway here. They look like they are both now about to be taken into custody. But again, this has been going on for about 30 minutes or so. And they got back on the 5. We saw what appeared to be a little smoke coming from the car. They pulled over and then started to get out. It looked at one point that one of the people, I believe it was a driver, was trying to get into the freeway. And I was wondering, Mark, if he was actually going to try to cross or try to carjack someone and try to get into another vehicle. We're watching now. The person in the red was the passenger. The driver was in a black jacket with a white T-shirt. And at one point that jacket does come off, and looks like the driver was just in a white T-shirt. But they did get out. They were along the side of the 5 there. And then at one point that driver did look like he was attempting either to get across the 5 or try to maybe get someone to stop and pick him up, or perhaps try to carjack a car, but then got a little smarter there and decided it wasn't a good idea to be walking into the 5 there. But this has certainly been an interesting one, Mark, to say the least.
Yeah, it's just insanity to think that someone would want to try and cross the 5 freeway at any time of day, certainly not when there are big rigs right in front of them. And, you know, Amy, this strikes me as this is an example of hopefully the surveillance mode operation that the LA County Sheriff sometimes engage in actually does work. They want to get these drivers and passengers out of the vehicle. That is where things become much safer. They don't want the driver to continue. And so perhaps this driver thought, hey, there's no one behind me anymore. We can just get out and abandon the car. That's when the LA County Sheriff's deputies swoop in. They were on scene in less than a minute, I would say, maybe 90 seconds. They just turned on their lights and sirens because the air unit said, hey, deputies, driver, passenger out, let's go get them. They pulled right up on the side of the 5 freeway and took them into custody without incident. So this is exactly how the sheriffs want this to end. Of course, they certainly didn't want either of these two men to be walking on the 5, but it certainly is better than a collision with a car during a pursuit. Absolutely.
This is how you want them to end, with no accidents and everyone being safe in this situation. But we're showing you a little video on the right side of your screen where you could see some of that reckless driving. This driver is certainly running plenty of stop signs, going at high rates of speed, so dangerous on these surface streets. And then the driver was in residential areas and going far above the speed limit on the wrong side of the road. There's one right there going through. Surprisingly, the roadways here, these surface streets, Mark, were relatively empty, which is certainly a good thing because less people were put in any kind of danger. But we are certainly happy to see that this is all coming to an end here on the left side of your screen. That person that is laying down, face down on the street in red, was in the passenger seat and jumped out of that car. And of course, Mark, they're going to have to search that car to make sure nobody else is in it. It did have dark windows, and we know that they have to check to make sure no one was in the back seat. We don't know exactly where this car was stolen from, and we are watching as the 5 is shut down and people are stopped in this mess now. Hopefully it won't be too long.
Yeah, that's right. They're going to get this car towed out of here. Clearly no one else is inside, and now both suspects are in custody. So this sounds like this is all code 4. It's all over.
All right, Mark. Thank you for all of your help with this one.